right, happy Wednesday. So today we're going to paint pour just a whole bunch of real nice earthy, neutral, some greens, browns, grays, a little bit of blue, teals. So a whole just variety of colors and different techniques. We're going to do a whole bunch of these 6x6 inch canvas. Oh, I must have, that's all right. I got a little bit on there. But we're going to do a bunch of 6x6 inch canvases, a couple of 10x10 inch canvases, or I think there might even be 8 inch. Let's see. Yes, I believe actually 8x8 inch canvases, and then a couple of wood plaques as well. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get to it with the first one. So these are the 6x6 inch gallery wrapped. They're the real deep canvases, about 1.5 inches deep. I really like these, and these are a great size. And so we're going to do a bunch of different techniques, but we're going to start out with just a basic flip cup. So I am going to put a little bit, this is a midnight blue. No silicone in that color. However, this color does have silicone. And this is just kind of a teal color that I mixed up by myself. I had some turquoise and then put a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Some darker gray. Then this is sea glass. And then I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber. Hi, Mike. Mike's actually not home today, so he'll be popping in a little bit, but I'm going to do a flip cup here. So this is a little bit of yellow ochre, just a little bit of pop of yellow in there. I'm going to put a little bit of this green. This is a kind of an olive green that I put some white in, and then I put a little bit of blue as well. All right, we pretty much have enough there. All right, so I'm going to do a flip cup. So I have a 3-ounce cup, plenty of paint for a flip cup. The colors that had silicone are that olive green and this teal color I kind of mixed on my own. So just the two colors with silicone. And the paint is mixed up just like I mix all my paint with Floetrol. All right, so I like to, when I do a flip cup, you can just pull it straight up, then you'll get drips down in it. But I like to just flip it over and let it just kind of flow out. Get all that little extra. Now what you can also do, which we're going to do one of those in just a moment as well, is you can flip and then kind of pull it through. So we're going to do just a variety of nice earthy colors. Hey, Whitney, how are you doing? Now just tilting it to the side. Lost a lot of my real pretty colors there. I might, yeah, we'll leave it. These are real deep sides. Make sure you get all the way down the side. I'm going to pour just a little bit of that off. All right. So that's just a flip cup. We're going to do some swipes. We're going to do some blown with the world's smallest leaf blower. Doing good. That's good to hear. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and liking the stream. Thank you so much. It really does help in the whole how they do the, like promote your video and stuff. The more likes, the better for sure. But I always feel silly asking, like the stream, but it does help a ton. So, all right. I do have, I'm going to just a little bit in the cup. I'm going to try to get this side a little bit. All right. So there's our first one, a 6 by 6 inch. Just little tiny cells there. But we're going to do a couple more and we'll show a couple. I'm going to do a napkin ring pour. That'll be real nice. I'm going to stretch out some cells on that. So, all right, let me go ahead and move this one aside. Put that one there. All right. So this one, I was thinking about doing kind of a stretched swipe. So this is a dark gray. It started, it was Apple Barrel's Pavement that I added a little bit of white to. So just lightened it up a little bit, but it's a real nice darker gray color is what I ended up with. So, all right, I just kind of have puddled a little bit in the center. Now I'm going to put some colors, swipe through them, and then stretch them out. So that's why I'm not too worried about all the edges. I'm going to stretch that swipe out. So then it'll more, the edges will be covered. So we're just going to put some down here through the middle here. The olive green. Going to use similar colors here. And then we're going to use some other colors here, the next couple ones. So those two, the olive green and that teal color, do have the silicone. Put a little bit of burnt umber in there. And this one, I'm going to add just a tad bit of this kind of light, kind of vintage rose pink, but not too much, just kind of a pop of it there. And kind of the same thing with this yellow ochre, kind of just little drops of kind of a pop here and there of that. Now I'm going to put just a tad bit of our two that have silicone. Just a little bit, and then we're going to swipe through with the palette knife and stretch that out. So, all right, let me get a nice clean palette knife. Just wipe it clean. Now I'm just going to kind of swipe through. I like these real light plastic palette knives. And I'm going to just swipe because I've got my palette knife, got some on it, so we're just going to kind of swipe some of that off as well. All right, so not too much. You can't see it too much just yet, but when I stretch it out, more and more cells will pop up. We're going to stretch it out. Okay, kind of putting it a little bit back to the center. I'm going to get a little bit more of that dark gray out here in just a minute to get a couple of these edges because I want to stretch it out, but I don't want to overstretch it here. Okay. So we're going to do another one of those on a bigger canvas in just a moment. And we're going to stretch that out. But let me go ahead and just get these edges just a little bit. All right. I'm liking this real dark gray. Just stretching it out that direction a little bit more, then going to bring it back to the center. We have a lot there in the center, so just stretching those out a little bit. Not too much. All right. So that is, we're going to do another one similar to that here in just a moment on a wood plaque. Let me give a little bit closer up of that one. And I also pulled out some rose gold. So I think the next one I might toss a little bit of rose gold in there. I think that would look nice with these neutrals, these kind of natural color scheme here. I'm liking the little bit of pops of pink, just a tad bit. The yellow ochre is really nice as well. So, all right, I'm going to move this one aside. Oh, no, hey, Novala, no worries. No need to apologize. That's fine. No, you're definitely not late. So that's our second one. We're just doing some neutrals, some earthy tones. And then I put a little pop of pink in there. But these are 6x6 inch canvases. So we've done 2 canvases so far. This one was a like stretched swipe. I did a swipe in the center and kind of stretched it out. And then I also did a flip cup. Let me show you that. I did a flip cup here. That one's pretty busy there. But now I'm going to do, let me make a little bit of room here. I'm going to do a 10x10 inch canvas now. All right. So this one, I was thinking about doing a napkin ring. Let me just get that more into. All right, so we were going to just do a napkin ring on this one. So I was thinking about doing very similar colors I just did. So this is this real dark gray. I mixed it up myself. It was started out with Apple Barrel's Pavement. And then I put a little bit of white just to lighten it up a little bit. So it's a real dark gray. All right, now just going to spread that about. And that does not have silicone. I'm not getting all the edges because we are going to stretch this out a little bit. All right. This is, I believe it's actually an 8x8 inch. I think I said 10x10, but it's an 8x8 inch. All right. We're going to do similar colors, but we're going to put a little bit of the sea glass, this teal. So how are you, Novala? Oh, thank you. That one was really attractive. Awesome. Thank you. That one has silicone, that teal that I just put in. This kind of army gray also has some silicone. That was a army gray. It was started off olive green that I mixed a little bit of white and a little bit of this blue here in. So that one, I think I'm going to put just a little bit of this. Whoa, that one needs to be mixed. I must not have used this color in quite some time. You really got to shake them up. We're pretty good, doing pretty good. We went to the beach last week. That was absolutely amazing. It had been almost 2 years since we had been to the beach, and we love the beach. We're actually thinking about possibly moving to the beach at some time. So we did go and look at some properties and stuff. So that was amazing. But so that was one of our main purposes of going, was to look at some houses and some properties. But also it was just, the beach is my happy place, big time, my happy place. So it was just so nice to get to the beach. And on the Washington coast, I saw a cat hair this second, but yeah, we camped. And so we went during the week, and we went to some of the Washington beaches can be a little bit more touristy. We went to one that's not so touristy, and it's more kind of a quiet, real nice. They've got great beaches to walk on, and shells and tide pools and all that fun stuff. So we had an absolute blast. So I am going to put just a little bit here. I mean, just a little, and swipe through that as well. Okay, I'm going to swipe through that. And so then I'm going to stretch this out. But one of the reasons also we went to the beach is because my Etsy shop, I focus on a lot of beach pours and jewelry boxes that have beaches on them and a lot of beachy stuff in my Etsy shop. And so a while back, I had said what I wanted to do to celebrate when I hit 500 sales on Etsy was I wanted to go to the beach to celebrate. Well, here about a month ago or so, 5 weeks ago, I hit the 500 sales on Etsy. So that's kind of also why we went to the beach. It was to celebrate hitting that 500 sale mark. So that was pretty big deal too. So that was pretty awesome. So now I'm just stretching these out a little bit. So I'm going to each corner, kind of back to the center a bit, to each corner, back to the center, just gently getting it to each edge. And then we'll work on the sides if we have any. These are these 8 by 8 inch canvases. Nice little size to work with here. Get to the center and then back over this way. So, Black Hills in South Dakota. Awesome. That's one place I have never been to. I would really like to go. Back when I was a kid, I used to go to my grandparents' house every summer and we would travel. And so we traveled a lot, but we never did make it to South Dakota. That would be amazing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. You know, everybody has their happy place and where, you know, it's just refreshes your soul. Like the ocean, the beach just is so refreshing to my soul. But yeah, so thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was exciting. I think I'm at 540 sales, I believe now on Etsy. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting. So that was also why we went is to celebrate for that. So, all right, I don't know. Yeah, the camera picks up those colors pretty well. So there we go. And now I'm going to do a napkin ring. Or no, maybe we'll do a dirty pour. So, all right, let me get this one set out of the way. Making a little bit of elbow room here. And then we do have a couple of wood plaques that we're going to be doing here in just a moment. All right, so let's just do, here's another 6 by 6 inch gallery wrapped canvas. Yeah, we got some fresh oysters. Yeah, it refreshes your soul and your soul, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, it was just really nice, and especially camping at the beach. And we just spent a lot of time just walking. It was nice to just walk the beach. So we're going to do a dirty pour. I put a little bit of that sea glass, a little bit of this teal, some of this olive green. Then I think I'm going to go with, I have a lighter, needs a little bit of shake, but I have well, it's not that much lighter, but it's a gray color. And then some of this, I believe it's Pebble, Deco Arts Pebble or Americana Pebble. I'm going to put quite a bit of that light neutral pebble color. Then a little bit of this blue, and we're going to do a dirty pour. little bit more of that. Burnt sienna. And then a little bit more of this sea glass. And we got plenty of paint. So, all right. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, we looked at a few properties. We're been renovating our house now for about a year now. Mike had done the siding and the windows, and now we're doing the bathrooms. And so we're getting ready to sell our house. So that's kind of exciting. So I am just pouring at random. This does have the deeper sides. So now I'm just going to tilt those each corner back to the center, kind of off this edge. And then but yeah. Yes. See, the thing is we were just kind of looking at areas, and houses are selling, I think, everywhere like this, but definitely at the coast in our area where they're selling immediately. They go on the market and they sell. So we're not quite ready to sell ours. We have to finish the bathrooms out, but we're getting close. And so it kind of sucks because we found some, but they, like, even since last week we looked at them, they've already sold. So we definitely need to look when it's closer to when we're ready, because they're selling quick. Over the last year, we've gotten new neighbors on all four sides of us. The neighbor next to us, they sold their house within like 6-7 hours of it being on the market. It had multiple people bidding on it. So it got a lot of houses around here are getting into like bidding wars, because it's crazy housing market. So is it all out of focus? Sometimes I don't know. See, what happens is I've turned autofocus off, because if autofocus is on, it'll like be like constantly trying to focus. And so I turn the autofocus off, but it usually, if I keep my hand here or keep a painting something, so is it any better? Is it still on, still being all nuts? But I can make it try to kind of focus on this too, but usually it'll focus on my hand or focus on something. I have a Logitech, I can't remember which, but for the longest time it was the best Logitech. But I did see they've came out with a new Logitech camera. So I think I'm going to look into investing in the new one. But I need to look, what the biggest thing with live streaming like art and stuff is your autofocus. So I got to look into that camera specifically, how the autofocus works. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this turquoise down as my base. And then I'm going to I'm going to put the paint in a bottle cap. And I'm going to do a flip and drag with a bottle cap. So I got to get these edge. This is a wood plaque. It's it might be 5x7. So how is it now? Are you still out of focus? See, I usually have Mike here to help me. He's actually gone today. He's in the chat, but he's not here at home. So, but yeah, so I'll make sure and get every little side. Sometimes I have to come back after the stream, get each of the edges. But I think we've got most of the edges there. I always shake off the excess a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I've got a soda cap, like literally just a cap off of a soda. Oh, it's yours? It might not be. Sometimes it is mine. So that's why I wasn't real sure. So, all right, now I'm going to put literally just a little bit of paint in each, because I've got a little, it's just a bottle cap from like a 20-ounce soda. A little bit of that blue, a little bit of this brown, some of the tan, a little bit of this olive green, kind of an army green color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a flip and drag. Sea glass, burnt sienna. I think we'll do a little bit more of this light tan color. All right. A little itty bitty flip cup. Oh, Mike says he has poop service there. Oh. So, all right, now I'm going to grab a hold of this carefully. Do a flip cup. Now I got to wipe my hands real quick before I drag that through. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this through, but I'm going to be kind of feathering it up just a little bit, like letting some out through. And then I'm going to grab my possibly palette knife, possibly. All right. Now we're going to stretch that out. The bottle cap is really pretty. I see that edge back there peeking out, but that's okay. I'll get that in just a moment. Trying to just very slowly stretch this without distorting the cells like too much. Just kind of going, rocking it back and forth, just kind of slightly. Okay. So that is a 5x7-inch little plaque, wood plaque. And I don't do anything. I don't gesso it. I don't. Now, if it was like there's got these thinner plaques, I would have maybe put a primer or a gesso, but these are the real thick plaques. They're about, I believe, close to an inch thick. It's maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So they don't warp on me. I don't need to add any sort of protective. I just pour right on the wood. So, yep, little tiny bottle cap flip and drag. So, all right, I think I'm going to now move this aside, and I'm going to do a napkin ring. Or, I can't decide. Yeah, I think I'll do a napkin ring. So let's get these moved over. Sorry about that. I kind of hit the tripod a tiny bit. So, all right. Now this one, we're going to go a little bit different colors here. Here. I got to make myself a little bit more room because I'm about to knock into everything. All right. That's much better. All right, that's centered. I can't even talk. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get some black. I know we're going light neutrals, but we're going to do a black background and then all the kind of earthy tones across the back. It'll really make those earthy tones pop. We're also going to get out the rose gold for this one. Don't have too much black mixed up, so. But we're going to use a plastic napkin ring on this one. And I just get my napkin rings at the Dollar Tree. Oh, it's in focus now? All right. Good, good, good. That is nice. All right. Yes, I love those little plaques. Those are so nice. And then I'll put hooks on those. I have quite a few of those in my Etsy shop. All right, just shake off the excess a little. All right, now I'm going to, I've got this plastic napkin ring. And I'm going to go, so we're going to go with some of this green and give that shake, shake, some of this rose gold. Put a little bit of red in there. So we're going to have some red and green, but it's not going to be too Christmassy as also. So we are having a heat wave here in the Northwest again. Today it's going to be about 100. So it's about 94, 95 degrees right now. I am sweating up a storm with these studio lights. And then tomorrow and the next day it's going to be like 105. So all right, now let me stretch this out a little bit so a little bit more of that peeks up through. That rose gold has a real nice shimmer pop off that black. Just real gently, real slowly tilting it. All right. Now I am going to go ahead and give it a little torch. It does have a couple of air bubbles. All right. Now so I have a little bit of aquarium tubing. I'm only going to blow just a couple of spots. I'm not going to go too crazy on it. A little bit here. Get a little breath, just a second. Catch my breath. All right. So that one's got those earthy tones, but on the black. So it really makes it pop. So. All right. Awesome. Yeah. This one, that rose gold is really, once it dries, it's going to really shimmer and pop on there. It's really nice. That is Folk Arts rose gold. I really like Folk Art rose gold. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and move this one out of the way. And then we are going to do another napkin ring, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So we have, I think, this one and two more after this one, guys. So, all right, let's get that centered as we can. So, all right, now we're going to do this one is going to have this. This is Apple Barrel's Midnight Blue. So this one's going to be, this is a 7 by 9 inch plaque. And so this one's going to be more of like a stretched one. So we're just going to get a puddle in the middle. We're going to go ahead and use that same napkin ring. It's got some colors in it already, but we're going to use those same colors, so no big deal. We're going to use just a little bit of this red. A little tan. A little bit of that rose gold. A little of this teal color. A little bit of this kind of army green color. Some of the sea glass. Americana sea glass, I believe it is. A little bit of this real light pebble color. Yellow ochre. I think I'm going to use, I've got a wood skewer. My yellow ochre doesn't want to participate with us here, but we're going to make it. So, all right. Going to put just a tad of that red and just a tad of that rose gold. All right. Now we're going to stretch that. We're going to pull this through. Actually, you know what I want is just a couple drops of the black, because the black, we have black on the napkin ring already. So I want to tie that in and have just a little bit of black in there. But black will take over if you use too much. So just a little. So I'm kind of feathering it up as I'm pulling it kind of through here. Then we're going to stretch this out here in just a moment. So I had just a little bit kind of on the surface, just kind of pulled that through and pulled that because it had a lot of black there. All right, now we're going to stretch this out. Just kind of slowly getting it over to the left side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with just a little bit more of this blue, because I don't want to distort the cells too much, stretch them too much. So I'm going to kind of help it along by putting a little bit of that background color here. And then we're going to come in with our aquarium tubing here in just a minute. And I also will check all the edges and everything, because I know I'm going to miss a little bit on the back side. I'll get them after the stream. So, all right, let me get my handy dandy tubing. It's just a little section of aquarium tubing. You can use a straw, whatever you have. And you really don't have to. You can leave it exactly how it was. You don't have to blow it out at all. I just wanted to blow out the edges just a little bit here. All right. So that really, those colors really popped on the black background, and they really popped on the midnight blue background as well. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I wasn't sure if you were still around, still in the chat. So, all right. That's a 7 by 9 inch plaque. Let me grab a couple of these out of the way here. We're going to do a couple more of these 6 by 6 inches. And then that'll be it for today. But let me get a few of these moved out of the way. All right. So yesterday was my first, I put out, I'm starting a new series. And so yesterday was the first one. And it's about the I had done, it's going to be about paint pouring like basics. So be sure to check that out. So we're going to do another one of these flip and drags, but I got a little bit bigger of a, this is like to a Gatorade, a little bit bigger of a top. So I'm going to go ahead and put this dark gray, and then we're going to put some like rose gold, pink, a little bit of like a dusty rose pink. I used it just a few minutes ago. But then we're going to drag that through. So quite a bit of this gray because we got those deep sides. Let me wipe my handy dandy palette knife off. You like the negative space? I do too. I mean, I definitely not, I've got pours that I like that don't have negative space for sure. But I definitely like negative space usually. 90% of the time it needs negative space, but it doesn't always have to. So, all right, kind of just pulling this evenly kind of off the sides. So, all right, now I'm going to do, we've got a little bit of this like rosy dust. It's a Victorian rose is what I think it's called. Then I am going to put just a little bit of yellow ochre in there, the rose gold, a little bit of this teal, a little bit of this sea glass, burnt umber, just a tad bit more of that rose, or yeah, it's a Victorian rose, then the rose gold. We're just kind of going back through the colors, and then we're going to do a flip and drag. So it's just a like Gatorade or Powerade bottle top. Playing on the fireplace. It's so hot. It's like fireplace. Oh gosh. Can't even imagine a fire, but I know you don't have a fireplace fire going. But all right, so now I'm gonna real carefully flip this over. All right. Now I'm gonna wipe my hands clean. So these green gloves, they are out of the black ones that I usually use. Not enjoying these green ones. So pre-pandemic, Mike, for those that are new to the channel, like since the pandemic, Mike was a licensed general contractor. He kind of focused on like painting and that sort of stuff, painting houses. And then the pandemic hit, and so he has not been doing that, but now it's time to get back to painting houses. Well, oh my gosh, he's met with his paint rep that helps him at the paint company get paint, and he orders paint through them and stuff. There is like a huge shortage on house paint. It's quite so once he gets all that going, he'll have to order paint like ahead of time. And so it's a whole new, it's interesting now, like to think that like used to be he could just go and grab paint, but now there's like a paint shortage. So, all right, it's kind of hard to see the difference. So there is a little bit of the pink and then the rose gold. I'm seeing on the camera, you don't really see the definition between the pink and rose gold. It kind of blends together. But once it's dry, I'll be able to show you kind of the shimmer of the rose gold that shows up. So. Yeah, it's so cold out that he needs a fire going. No, it's almost 100 right now, and the next couple days it's going to be like 105. And so for the Northwest, that is not normal temperatures. That is very, very warm. So all right, we have two more of those same 6x6 inch canvases. Let me give that a little pushy push. All right. So let me get my hands a little bit cleaner here. I was thinking on this one, I'm going to do another dirty pour. So I'm going to do a little bit of this blue, just kind of a mixture of a bunch of these colors we used today. This sea glass, some of that rose gold, a little bit of burnt umber, some of this kind of army green that I mixed up, and that does have silicone. And might as well throw in just a little bit of that yellow ochre, a little bit more of that rose gold, and I want to get a bunch of light color in there. So now I take this light color and I really squeeze hard, and it kind of mixes it up and goes all throughout instead of just sitting on the top. All right, now I am going to just a little bit more of this blue and a little bit more of that teal color. All right. Might as well throw some rose gold in there too. Now we're going to do a dirty pour just all over the canvas. I think I'm going to go actually diagonal at this one. Earlier we did a dirty pour and I just like ribboned it all over. This one I'm going to actually go diagonal. So Mike's saying according to the thermostat, it's 101. It feels 101. Oh my God, under these studio lights, it feels 501. But we're going to do this pour and then one more. But we will be back live every Wednesday now. So we weren't live for a few vacations. Well, with the numbers going up everywhere, there's no more vacations for us. So we not for a little while, at least till everything calms back down. So we did have one more vacation actually scheduled to the Oregon coast, but we are going to have to put that off for now. But so we will be back live every Wednesday. All right. Kind of get this one level here. I'm liking those little pops of that blue in there with the yellow ochre. That looks nice. So, all right. Now, one last one. What technique should our last one be? What? It's kind of puddling in the middle a little bit more than I would like it to. There we go. Just poured a little bit more off because we had a little bit more than we needed puddled in the middle there. You got to kind of be careful there. All right. So we have all these earthy colors out. What technique for our last one? And it's going to be another 6x6 inch. Here, let's move this one actually over there. Then we can get this one more in the proper middle. Okay, so now that we got this all in place, our last one, it's going to be the same kind of tone of colors, same earthy colors we've been kind of doing. What technique? Do you have a specific technique? One of those words that's just hard to say unless you slow down. When I'm talking so fast, I can't say specific. So let me know. You would like to a ring pour? All right. Let's see. So we're going to do a ring pour, but I do have silicone in a couple of the colors. So normally for a ring pour, I prefer to not have silicone, and I prefer to have like a little bit thicker of consistency, but we're going to go with it. So we're going to do a ring pour, but I'm going to try to choose colors without. So I'm taking the lid off. I like to do a ring pour with the lid off because I can get it poured down the side and not, if you've got the squeeze bottle, the tip, you're going to squeeze it and it's going to just, you want nice layers of paint. You don't want it just mixed in. So that one does not have silicone. I'm trying to grab colors that do not have silicone for this. So I've got that pebble, sea glass, burnt umber, this midnight blue, this pink, and I'm thinking maybe this gray. All right, so now I'm going to grab another cup, a nice clean cup. 3-ounce cup's going to be just fine. We're going to put a little bit of burnt umber. So we're going to see how this works. Normally, you're going to want a little bit thicker paint. And, but we're going to go with it. So it might not have like definite rings like you would get if it was a little bit thicker. So I'm pouring them down kind of the side so it kind of doesn't, it stays like definite layers in the cup. So now the last color, this pink. All right, now let me get some elbow room, move a couple of these to the side. And then I turn it and I'm going to pour it from where I was pouring in. So it's going to, I don't think have silicone, but it is kind of thin. So we're going to see how it turns. We're not going to have definite rings. And we're not going to have too much of that pink because it's going to probably, it was the last color in. It's probably going to pour off the side quite a bit, that pink. It must be on level. It's trying to pour off that back side. So just a second. All right, caught it there with my left hand. Don't always catch the drip, but I did that time. So all right, now I'm going to just gently kind of coax it over the edge here. So we did get a little bit of kind of cell action because with the ring pour, you don't really want silicone. You don't really want cells. But with thinner paint, because I use Floetrol as my medium, you're just automatically going to get a little bit of cells. And especially because I shook them not too long ago. Now, I'm not going to torch it because also if I were to torch it, you're definitely going to get all kinds of little tiny cells. But you don't have to torch it. So, all right, let me wipe my hands off, check the edges. But we did pour off most of the pink. We have a little bit of that pink here. Then now as it kind of dries, I'm seeing that already we're going to have a few little cells, but hey, they're kind of like knots in the wood, huh? That's all right. So, and then sometimes you can do a ring pour where you use silicone and you're wanting that look. So, all right, today, wow, I've got some favorites. I really like this one. Loving how that one turned out. let's see. I want to show you a couple of them, but it's kind of hard to get them without messing them up. I'll take some pictures and put them on my community tab here in a little bit so you can see some close-ups of how some of these turned out. So, and once they dry, the ones that have rose gold, that'll really pop. Yeah, I was kind of surprised we did get so many nice lines with the thinner paint. I thought, no way. It's not really gonna, we'll go for it, we'll try, but hey, not too bad definition in the lines for how thin the paint was. So that was kind of a surprise and nice, a nice little surprise. But so yeah, that is my last one for now. But here in a couple hours, it's uploading now, but I have a video coming out that is me mixing the paint, and it's for this new paint pour series that I'm doing that is just super back to basics beginner paint pour series. So yesterday's video was supplies. Now today's video is going to be mixing the paint, and then it's going to be about a 10 to 15 part series, episodes, or whatever you want to call it. And so we're going to go through a bunch of different techniques, a bunch of different tips and tricks, how I clean my paintings, clean all the clean them all up, ready to varnish them, clean the silicone off, all the little tips and tricks that I have. So that series is coming out over this next week, 2 weeks, but the mixing paint episode will be in just a couple hours. So on my left. So for the camera, I believe it's mirrored. So this one here, is that the left for you? So my left is actually my left is here, this one. But so I like both these. They're both equally really cool. I like the negative the little negative space in this one. Now, this one does not have negative space, but because it's got that contrasting really lights and dark, and then I think it kind of works. Now, if you have just a bunch of dark colors or a bunch of light colors, it kind of, I don't know, you got to have some negative space. But if you got some really contrasting colors, you can do like a dirty pour and not have negative space, but you really need those contrasting colors if you're not going to have negative space. So Mike says, can't wait to see him. Awesome. So I'll be coming out with a whole bunch of videos here coming up. I also have gotten some new pouring mediums to review. I've got a one of those canvases that are real hard that you can pour on. And so I've got a few things to review. And then I still have the video coming out on my channel that'll be the DIY paint pouring spinner setup, and how I take a foam core and a shower curtain and make kind of a corral for the paint so it doesn't fly everywhere. So I still have that video coming up. I just have a little bit to still film on that one. We kind of had some corrupt files, so I had to refilm a little bit of it. But so yeah, on my left, okay, yeah, that would be it. So my left is over here, that one, and I really like these color combination today. Kind of out of my comfort zone, but I'm really, really liking how it turned out. So I'll take some pictures. I'll put them up on my community tab. But I am going to go ahead and get off of here, but we will be live next Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We'll be live again. But I try to keep it right around an hour, and it is so hot today. I'm going to keep it right at an hour today. So it's just, we're melting in the Northwest. Real quick, I want to show you, I just looked down. Look at the inside of that bottle cap. So pretty. Just the inside of the bottle cap. But so yeah, lots of different techniques today, lots of different colors. So I had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everybody that hangs out, and even everyone that watches it in the replay and everything. So I appreciate everyone. I appreciate each and everyone that watches my channel and supports us and supports me in my art. It just means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate everyone. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here, but there'll be some videos coming out and then we'll be back live next Wednesday. So, all right. I'm going to go drink some water. I think I'm going to go see if we have some ice and drink some ice water, rehydrate after I sweated this one. So if you guys could see, I so wetted. So, all right. You get some rest as well. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I appreciate you so much. And so be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. All right. Have a good one. In the back freezer, Mike says, all right, now I'm going to go search out the ice. All right. Have a good one. Be the change you want to see in the world.